Yo, what's up, demons and demonettes? It is I, a Trixie Demon Queen, and today I wanted to talk to you about a Necrodrakon. That's right, we finally have an updated boss guide, but before I get into it, as always, a toss, a like, and subscribe down below. Now, we actually got a new Dream Realm character. That's right. If you saw up in the formation, some idiot wanted to create Shark FOMO. That idiot was me. And they posted their build. So you're going to see that Harak is indeed going to be a Dream Realm character. So we're going to get updated boss guides out as they become irrelevant. So this is not my highest score. We'll go into my highest, but we'll just talk about a couple things before that. You can easily tell who's running Harak and who's not. If we go to district, you can check and see. You can see anybody that's... There's a break line, right? So here you can see the break line, right? So you have 71 billion to 62 billion. That's the break point. Anybody below this mark here is not running Harak. Anybody above it is running Harak. So if you do want the top score on some of these Dream Realm bosses, you are going to need Harak. You're going to want to invest in him as much as possible. I have him at 22. As opposed to 25. I just don't have the reds. I finished getting Freyasto to 25, so we'll just build him up. We don't really have any other heroes that we really want to build up to plus 20 at this time, so we are kind of free to dump reds into our 20 heroes to build them up to plus 25. Thank you for Lilith putting out mid heroes that we don't have to plus 20 this season. The only ones we really built up were Tassie and Nara, but let's get into Necrodrakon. Alright, so we'll look at here, 77, or was my high. I did do a test. I thought potentially maybe Captain Speedo here would be better pairing, but Harak doesn't eat the ads. Freyasto's illusion doesn't work like a summoned, it works like another hero on the battlefield. That's why it works. Alright, so let's look at the damage broke down. Harak is going to be number 1. So basically what's going to happen during the fight is even though Harak is physical damage, he's going to eat his allies, and he's going to get a priority buff and big, and he's just going to shred the boss. Alright, so let's look at the formation. So we're going to have Mikola in front, Rainer in the middle here, Lily May in the back. Harak's going to get buffed by Resonator, and this is going to be real Freyasto, so he's going to get the energy buff. And then we're going to have Illusion Freyasto here, because we want to give the defensive buff to real Freyasto, because we want to ensure that the Illusion gets eaten before the real, because what happens if real gets eaten before Illusion, then the Illusion goes away. If Illusion gets eaten before real, the second Illusion will come into play, and then we want to get him to eat the second Illusion, so that we can have Freyasto up as long as possible, doing as much damage as he can. And then that way too is if he eats the illusions and Freyasto, then he doesn't eat Lily May. Otherwise, he eats Lily May, and it does create lower damage, because you saw that Lily May, while she doesn't do as much damage as Harak on this fight, she still is number 2, and she's still really good here. Now, I did test with Frontliner. It did not test as well, so we're not running the new artifact, which is sad, because it was really good on Pioneer. It just doesn't cut mustard here, so we have to cut bait. And that bait is for Harak. So without further ado, let's see it in action, and we'll kind of talk about the fight as it goes on. So we're just going to run at normal speed so we can see everything go in action. So you can see they go up in the front. Now he is going to eat Mikola first because she has the lowest HP ratio. Just from taking the little bit of damage that she takes, she has less health than Rainer. He'll eat Rainer next. That's because Rainer is going to take some damage. Now, normally Rainer would die on this fight anyway, without smoking, so him being eaten is ideal. So it's pretty much basically who can we get fed to Harak and in what order. Now, this is going to be different on bosses that have Taylene, because you can essentially use Taylene to feed Harak, because Taylene keeps coming back, Harak keeps eating her. It's called the KFC combo. Alright, so you can see here, he eats the illusion. A real Freyasto stays alive. He creates the second illusion. and you can see the damage is just right. We're gonna surpass easily what we could do with Smokey. Right, we're already past the point of our high score with Smokey. And you can see, now his EX weapon does make Harak better, if bigger, over time, kind of like Seth. So if you want to like check out all the Harak stuff, you can check out my Harak video. But we're just going to primarily focus on Dream Realm here. You can see at the end, he does eventually eat Frey Esto, which is fine. We don't want to eat Lily May. We want her alive for that last little bit of burst at the end, and for Harak to do as much damage as possible. So Eat Order is kind of big and important in Dream Realm, and one of the things to consider. Now they did add a skip feature in, so on subsequent runs you can skip, but for testing purposes, obviously we don't want to skip. We kind of want to see how all of the heroes do, and again, Lily May does do a significant amount of damage here, and Freyasto still does big damage, so having him at plus 25 is good. If we talk about charms, ideally we want to get Harak up to the Butcher charms, which are crit. He does have a lot of crit, so there is a big crit window on this fight. So you're gonna want to run it multiple times throughout the day to obviously try to get it. As you can see there, she capped out at about 80. That's number 1. I got about a 77. I was consistently around 76 with this formation. As you can see, right, I think this is the first time I ran the updated formation. Yeah, I was around 76. So low end is kind of around 76. I was just playing with other formations here. And then the high end, highest I've seen is 83 and change. So there's definitely going to be a window. Obviously, if you can get better charm sets on your heroes, that may change that window. So we're gonna see bigger increases in Dream Realm with charm sets coming into play. Now, when we get the full Butcher set on Harak, that's going to be big, because again, that's going to be crit damage on his part, which is going to create a bigger window. So again, you're going to have to run multiple times. So again, I'm going to have to run throughout the day to try to get that high score. And I wish you luck, and I will catch you next time. Bye!